So without further ado, let me introduce Anita Manwani. I think most of you know already, but Anita is our president here of TiE Silicon Valley and the board chair, as well as she's also the vice chair of our global board of trustees. Serial entrepreneur, you have probably seen her, heard her at multiple programs that we do here, engagements, and at TiECon. So I'll pass the mic on to you.
Thank you. Thanks, Ajay. And thank you. I am so energized to see so many of you here. Founders, investors, business leaders, sneakers in, gate crashers. You are all welcome because you're all friends of TiE. I firmly believe that this ecosystem would not have survived for the 35 years since TiE was founded right here in the neighboring zip code. So it's because of each one of you. And every year in Silicon Valley, as we move forward, we say we're at an inflection point. And for the last 4 years, all we've done at all our engagements has been focusing on AI. And we say we're at an inflection point. We must talk about this. But the inflection point in Silicon Valley changes by the hour. And there's new things happening all the time. But nonetheless, it's you, it's each one of you that keeps it so dynamic, that keeps it moving. And the reality is that it's also the pictures of my fellow board members who support me in always saying, go do it. Sometimes I get lashes, not from them, but from the outside. But then we survive, I pick up, and we keep running all together. And I am so happy that we're always at the finish line together. So next slide, please. And I think that we couldn't start this with so many investors and so many founders, at your heels trying to get your money. But I wanted to just kind of share a little bit. Did you know that the Bay Area got $70 billion in funding in 2024? 73% of North American funding was AI related and primarily going to Bay Area companies. There are 1,846 companies in the Bay Area that are AI related, and more than 1,000 of them have secured funding. More than 500 of them have actually gone to Series A and beyond. And this is from Cushman Wakefield. So we're not even counting those startups that are in home offices and garages, right? And then most of all, the reality is that Silicon Valley plays a very key role. So you will see that we have, the next slide, we have a maniacal bullseye focus on the entrepreneur. It doesn't matter if the entrepreneur has not become a member. It doesn't matter if the investor is not a member. And it definitely doesn't matter if that speaker at any one of our engagements, and I call them engagements because they're meant to deliver value to each one of you. And if you didn't get value today, please send me a text or an email. Send it to one of my colleagues from the team that's making this all work. We are a volunteer-driven organization, but it's all about making sure that from start to finish, from the first point of that journey, there is funding available from TiE Silicon Valley Angels. There is funding available from other angel groups from across the TiE ecosystem, which now consists of 68 chapters across the world. And there is also funding available once a month on Thursdays. We have angels coming here and talking to founders who have innovative ideas. They get funding, sometimes they don't, but they always get pointers and they get mentorship while they're going through this process. The second part of this is that now you've secured funding, but what do? You need to scale up. And so we've got a series of programs, our go-to-market accelerator programs. They happen in 2-week cohorts, 8-week cohorts, all to make sure that the startup's hand is being held. It is, I hate to say this being a woman, but it's like a marriage, you hold the hand. You may not like the person, but you still hold the hand. So it is that way. Mentors are that way. VCs are that way. They ask you tough questions. A mentor will say, boy, this is not the way to do it. I think you should do it this way. But remember, they're just here to give you advice. Ultimately, it is your decision. It is your decision of what you take, because there is so much advice available. There is so much choices each one of you have. And I'm seeing winners here. So thank you for being here. So I think that when we look at this mentorship, the VC Connect, the Mentor Connect, it is again focused on that entrepreneur. And we nurture them all the way through angels. We've got partnerships with folks like Mayfield and others. Office hours are held right in these offices behind you by VCs who are, include Sequoia, include Khosla Ventures and the likes. And then, of course, we have a special focus on women. Someday, I promise you, we won't have that, because it'll just be. We won't need to do something special, but right now we do. And then you see all our growth engine stuff that's happening. We have executive roundtables happening all the time. There's one coming up on October 30th. While we talk about all this effort and focus on AI, there's also the question of what is the ROI with AI. So you will hear from some of the leading business leaders of Silicon Valley at this summit, and that's happening in October 30th. So next slide. Oh, before we go there, it's okay. Let's keep this. We always say catch 'em young, right? So Catch 'em Young is kind of our program of looking at all the youth, whether they're university students, high school students. They're going through programs that teach them about mentorship, that teach them the basics of difference between a P&L and a balance sheet, and how do you pitch your ideas. I was just blown away. We did a very quick 1-week cohort, and a bunch of Palo Alto kids and kids who drove from Sacramento and attended this. In that 5 days, they also created a prototype. Thank God for vibe coding. So the market is ripe. These kids are really smart. We've got to make sure that they get all the support from the community. Next slide. So we talk about TiCon and we talk about all these things, but we are really covering the whole spectrum. And you'll see immersion programs, you'll see universities, roundtables. All of this is happening because we've got a stellar team. Last year, we clocked 83 engagements in the entire year. We are right now running on 70 plus, and the year is nowhere ended. So with that, I want to thank the team that makes it possible. Please stand up. Isha Thakkar, Vani Suresh, wherever you are, Ajay Manglani, and also the many volunteers, and Patricia Costa, who supports this entire Angels program. And I'd now like to hand it over to Kumar Sripadam, the chair of Silicon Valley Angels, and his co-chair Anand Jagannathan, and my colleague on the board. Over to both of you. And please invest in all the founders.
Today we have a great crowd here. Thank you all for coming. And we also have a wonderful set of companies who are going to be in front of you. A lot of companies have applied, and we had such a big backlog. And looking at 90 companies down to 30, and 30 were given to the screening committee, who had like a tough time bringing those 30 down to a few who are going to be pitching today. So congrats to all those guys who made it to the pitch session today. By the way, there's no fee to apply for TiE Angels, so just remember that. We are one of the few angel groups where there is no fee to apply. And with that, I will just start off with a brief update of what TiE Angels is all about. TiE Silicon Valley Angels was the first angel group to have started in the TiE community. So thanks to the pioneers who did that. Venk is right here, and Vish and Prashant led the first, was the first lead to run the TiE Angels through before I took it over from him. And we've had a very good success all these years, and not to brag too much, but we've had more than 120 plus investments. I think there are about 20 million invested, and estimated value is about 1.5 billion, I think, of the value of the companies. And we have a consistent group of investors who are from the charter member pool as well as outside the TiE community.
And we're always looking.
And we're always looking. Investors are welcome. So lots of companies here. I hope you guys make it right here. This could be your logo. Next, please. We have a very good, dedicated team, and thanks to the leadership team is myself and Anand, and we thank all the past presidents and the current president as well for ably supporting this program and nurturing it to bring it to what it is today. I also appreciate all the effort from the screening committee members, Anand Akela, Anu Shukla, Krishna. If you're here, please stand up.
You guys can stand up.
And Purnima, is she here? Anand Akela, Prasad Rao, Paul Singh, Sandeep Kishore, Shabd is here, and Raghu, and then the other members, Rajiv Jain, Rajiv Patel, Rajiv Puranik, who joined us recently onto the screening committee, Surbi and Tina Singh. And these guys have been very resourceful and spend a lot of time in getting us companies as well as screening them, as well as many of them mentor with them, and also, sometimes invest with them as a champion. And of course, last but not the least, thank you very much to the Thai office and the Thai team, ably led by Anita and Ajay. Thank you very much, and as well as Isha, and of course, last but not the least, Patricia, who is in the Dominican Republic, who has, and Wani, sorry, right there, who has, and Patricia's efforts are, her dedication and her unwavering support to this program is exemplary. As I said, we had 90 companies down to 31 today, and to 8 today, and then we also have a few companies from the Funding Fridays included in the pitch today. We also have some company updates, the companies who are doing very well, fundraising, etc., and they will be pitching as well. All this information is available, but 2024, 2025 is what I'll talk about. We have about 2.35 million we invested in. We recently invested in Atronus, Dermasensor, DigitalAPI, Craft, and Vista. And by the way, DigitalAPI is still open, and they will be giving an update today. Next. So as the process is apply, you get screened, and you come to pitch at our quarterly event. In case there is a fast track or there is a time-sensitive deal, we do take pitches, but obviously you're pitching to a smaller set of people instead of a larger audience like this. Next. So, like in any selection process, make sure you got the goods before you apply, but at least an MVP and some customers, and of course disruptors are always an exception. And we typically finish our due diligence in about 6 weeks time frame. We are one of the fastest, and we do go on to the next stage. If we are investing, we go through with an SPV, which is a new thing which we have started for many years now, and that way we get to pull in smaller checks to give out a nice sizable check to the entrepreneur. We work with a lot of, we syndicate our deals to the other Thai Angels chapters. There are 8 of them active in the United States right now, and Thai India Angels is as well joining the group. And we do syndicate both ways, as well as other groups such as the IIT startups, YC, SV Quad, and others. And we've had very good success with that. We also work with many startup and seed funds, including micro VCs. So we are a great gateway to if you are tapping into them. With this, I'll hand over to Anand to go through some of the updates we've had, and also tell us the format for today's presentation.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kumar. So, being an angel investor, our reward is seeing the companies they invest in grow and grow successfully. And that's what we're looking forward. So quick update on some of the companies. Charlie.ai, Rama is there as the CXO. The co-CEO was selected as the world's most 20 inspiring women to follow. InsurTech company, great traction, raising a Series A round. Very early stage. They were in AI before it was called AI. but now they're pivoted totally into agentic AI. Sempera Organics, which is agri-tech investment of ours, very interestingly in mycelium products. They have got tremendous revenue traction, and in fact now they're getting a lot of credit because they're one of the few manufacturers in Morgan Hill, as opposed to 60% of the product will be coming from China, and now it's getting stopped. And they just expanded their manufacturing facility by 150x in terms of capacity, all in Morgan Hill, all in California. Another one is a fintech company, SwirePay, amazing traction. We invested 9 months back at 1 million ARR, up to 10 million ARR. They won the top AI company at Tycon East Showcase last week. We have Vivo, who was also presented and a runner-up at the Tycon East Showcase. Tremendous momentum in terms of doing simulated audiences, and this is again use of AI technology in a very different way and getting great traction. For fundraising, they already passed the Series A. Peer39, smaller company, but great pivot. They pivoted from this, and now they're more into the after shopping attraction where you can sell them additional products. And they got great entries into FTD, Shop Simon, Cinemark, huge production. And again, it is a classic example of a company that did a pivot. And then Inito, a company based out of Bangalore, 23 million in ARR, fertility products. Now they're moving into beta HCG products. They're having more testosterone, all about doing remote diagnostics. And Sentry, Farhat is going to be giving an update. Again, real great traction, and he'll give the big news of your award. So I won't steal your thunder. So companies presenting today, the first 3 companies are our portfolio companies, Optiwise, Sentry, and DigitalAPI. And the remaining companies were selected, as Kumar mentioned, through a very rigorous process. 90 companies applied. We had a screening committee selected 30. Then we had all our group. We believe in the power of the crowd. So we had everyone involved in terms of selecting the companies, and we chose the final number. So yeah, you guys are in for a treat, and we are also looking forward to that. In terms of logistics, to all the companies here, time is very strict. We have 15 companies who have to present. So it's 4 minutes for the presentation and 3 minutes for the Q&A. And if you go longer, you're going to lose out in the Q&A. You're going to have timers who are going to give you a 3-minute mark. They're going to say 1 minute left, and then time's up, time is up. Good luck to all of you. Again, standard caveats in terms of investors. We are an angel investor. We have all the standard regulations, etc. Very important for all of you. Can all of you take out your phone and read this barcode? This is the way you give feedback on the companies. So it's an app that is actually done by another Thai Southern Cal company. It's called Demo Day. It'll give you details about the exact company. You'll actually be able to see the pitch deck. You'll be able to vote on the company. And it's very important for you to say that, are you interested as an investor? Are you interested in participating in the due diligence? Are you interested in leading the due diligence? They're all volunteers. And by the way, Thai Angels is a zero carry, zero fee organization. So we do all this work with the idea of encouraging entrepreneurship, is the point that Anita made. And so we definitely hope all of you will participate and join this program. So,
thank you, Anand.
Thank you.
So I'm Rahul Shah, the co-founder and CTO of Optiwise. Usually this presentation is done by Deepak, but I'm just, he's traveling today, so I'm taking his position. So after working for 12 years for the big retailers like Amazon and Walmart, and starting our previous venture, we learned that that there is a huge opportunity in this $6.7 trillion e-commerce market space, and that's where we started focusing on. And so one of the main problems, in this space is when you look at the marketplaces like Amazon, Walmart, Best Buy, or others, they are building a lot of tools which are focused on their own stuff. They want to win, but they want to win by themselves. They are not caring about the brands winning, right? So what we are focusing on is how to make the brands win and have a profitable growth. So typically, like brands, they spend like thousands of hours doing a lot of things like listing optimization, running the ads, taking care of their inventory, focusing on their, the sales event, looking at the competition, monitoring different things. And this is like, they have to do it not just once, but every time for every event in the year. Right, so what we have done, we have built like our own retail LLM, which is focused on developed for the brands to make them to have them profitable growth. So this retail LLM is pre-trained for Walmart and Amazon based on 100 million plus data points that we have, exclusive data points that we have collected when we worked with this many of these big marketplaces and the leading brands. This retail LLM is not only kind of like monitoring, analyzing, giving the insights, but it's also acting on those recommendations. It's also acting on those strategies. And this kind of like gives that edge to the brands who are using this retail LLM to kind of like, be more productive, do things much faster, and kind of like, reduce the thousands of hours to a fraction of time. This is like Olivia, our AI assistant, which is powered by the same retail LLM. So Olivia can take care of a lot of things which the brands require, right from doing their listing optimization to running their ads to monitoring the competition. It can also optimize the pricing based on the competition and to be profitable. So this is kind of like our traction. So we raised about 2.5 million so far, and we have more than 1,000 plus brands. So this is another kind of like huge thing that we recently saw. Walmart has opened up more than 500 million listings for us, where we can optimize those listings. And not just that, they are recommending like the big brands, big enterprise brands like HP, GT, Fabletics, Hallmark to us. And it's a huge opportunity. We have like more leads than we can handle from them. So what we are looking for is like 1 million of the next round from the strategic investors like you, and the funds will be used to kind of like fulfill the immediate growth path that we have, and with a very strong foundation and the tremendous opportunity that we have, we are looking forward to kind of like a good traction.
Let's go into the Q&A session.
Yeah, sure.
What's the profile of the buyer? What's the...
Yeah, so a typical buyer is like, someone who is on the marketplace, leading the marketplace, like a national, like, a e-commerce manager, or someone who's kind of like handling the marketplaces. Like, let's say, if you look at like a company like, let's say, GT. So they are the ones who are kind of like managing their entire Walmart or their entire Amazon system.
Based in US?
Yeah, we are local in Fremont, like Bay Area.
Are you focusing only on the US market?
Right now, yes, we are focusing only on the US market. Yeah.
What's your revenue?
So revenue is like 1.3 million, and we are going to reach like 2 million by end of the year. Yeah, I think that.
What's the typical onboarding time once you close a brand?
Yeah, so it's kind of like, it's very fast. It's less than like 4 to 6 weeks right now. And for some of them, it is like just, even like 2 weeks. So bigger enterprises, they take a little more time because there is like a lot of paperwork. But mid-sized companies, like 2 weeks, they get just started.
Is 1.5 million and 1 million part of the same round, or?
Yeah, 2.5 we have already raised. We are looking for 1 more million. Right
In the same round?
Yeah, in the same round. Right. Yeah, before going for Series A.
What's your roadmap in terms of how many more rounds, and are you thinking of getting acquired, or are you going public, or what?
So I don't think like, we have like any set plan whether we want to go public or acquired. We want to just grow as fast because there is a huge opportunity. We are looking for that opportunity, and we want to just cash in on that opportunity and grow to like 5 million revenue by end of the next year.
So what's your customer retention rate?
So like our ICPs are like, more than 95% right now.
How do you price your product? Is it recurring revenue? Is it?
Yeah, it's a recurring revenue. So, up until like few months ago, it was about 18,000 average contract value, but we are getting closer to 48,000 now because of, a lot of these interactions with the bigger enterprises.
I'm glad to see that you've got such a high retention rate amongst your customers, but are you able to also quantify the ROI that they're receiving? Maybe a range of ROI that the customers report back to you perhaps?
Yeah, so they're, for the same marketing budget, they're growing like more than 2x to 5x. For the same marketing budget, meaning like, excluding the people cost, but it's just the same marketing budget that they're spending on the marketplace. Yeah.
The question is more on the product. So the LLM you have, what aspects does it optimize for? The images in the listing?
Yeah, so everything right from creatives to the text to the videos to ads, so it does everything for the brands.
Are you, actually one question, are you orchestrating or is it your own multi-model LLM?
So we are using the same foundation models out there and then built added more data on top of it. Yes.
Thank you. That will be the last question. Thank you. Yeah. Time is up, right? Yeah. Thank you.
I'm Farhat Ali. What we have done is created SmartGuard. It's an AI agent for physical security. And the most interesting thing is yesterday we won the championship by all-star pitch battle, where we were the first one out of 1,500 startups, and there were 150 countries involved, and we have won a lot of other notable awards. So, what does a guard do? Most of you have seen guards, right? It's a very boring job, and they cannot pay any attention. And more important, it's very expensive, and so it's ripe for agentic AI. And the real problem is the intruders know that these guards are bored and take advantage of it. So how does it work? Very, very simply, we get the agent, who, by the way, is smarter and better than most human beings. And what it does, it receives information from all kinds of sensors, right? Could be cameras, could be speakers, could even be fire or what have you, and basically understands the problem and does about 99% of the work. And then it says, okay, I need human interaction, then it can either call a human or escalate it out. Okay, and of course it produces all the reports and all. So, as I mentioned, it's better than a human guard, it's reliable, doesn't get distracted, doesn't get tired, doesn't go to sleep, it's available, easy to scale, it's valuable, about 20% the cost of a real guard. But more importantly, it is just like having your own guard. You can tell, hey, for this camera, this location, this is suspicious activity. When you see this, give exactly what you need to do. So that's basically what it is. It's really like having a guard who doesn't get tired. It's a full system. We are very, very much focused on SaaS only. A lot of our competitors want to do hardware and all. We are a SaaS play. So we have a portal, we have an agent, we have this, we have the app. But more importantly, we use the existing infrastructures. You had your camera, there are 1 billion cameras in the world. Why change them? And very important point here is that with the VLM models and all coming out, there was a big issue when we first started in this business 4 years ago. That cameras can do AI, who'll buy your stuff. In VLM, let me tell you, endpoint AI is dead, okay? You can't put the understanding of the entire scene, what's going on, get all of the information, so you need a higher level stuff. And especially with networking capability, we got 4 patents, 2 applied, 2 granted. Huge market, 1.1 million guards in the US. And again, it's a new category of smart guarding. You've got the traditional guards, we've got the proprietary hardware, people who want to sell hardware, and then there are AI and analytics companies, right? But we are trying to be agentic AI, substituting the guard. We do both for enterprise and for small business. Enterprise for privacy just want the software. We are ready to scale. Tesla, we won a couple of months ago. It's already about $200,000 business. Should end up being 400 ARR. Lots of customers. By the way, I was on TV, ABC, and NBC. We caught 12 intruders for mail theft. So it works. The CEO is actually in India, so that's why I'm doing this presentation. We've got very good ability on management, and Amit is the professor of IIT. He's on our staff, and actually will be moving here and be part of our company. And so we got a very, very good team. Revenues are $2 million ARR this year. And we have raised $3.5 million, interested in raising $1.5 million, basically for Gen AI and marketing.
Let's go to Q&A. Thank you.
So how do you handle the latency? So this is a SaaS platform, right?
Yes.
There is not edge device, right? So
Yes.
So how do you handle the latency?
There is very little latency. From the time an action happens, we are able to process it within 15 seconds, generally. So yeah, this stuff is fast. There is absolutely no issue. In fact, even if you do local stuff, it's got to go to the local server. Getting to our AWS or Google, no problem.
So what's your onboarding time and integration points?
Very good. So in most cases, we just need the feedback from the cameras, and we don't care. It's really...
How do you integrate?
It's through SMTP or TSP streams. So it's very, very fast. Now, in a case, we also have like speakers and all. So if I want to put speakers, I might have to go put speakers. But basically, infrastructure, access control systems, like on guard, no problem, we can just connect
Does
it.
it have to be a smart cameras or anything, or does it matter?
No, I don't want smart cameras. If you want to spend more money, no problem. Any other question?
Okay, thank you.
So I mean, you're using human guard, right? So what's your coverage with the technology that's there today versus having a guard walk through and maybe pick up on areas that the cameras and sensors aren't?
No, so basically we are trying to substitute the real guard. So just think about ears, are speakers, right? Eyes are cameras. You tell us exactly what you want to do. So you want to make a guy round, we can actually, even we are working, have a robot dog walk around and take pictures. So whatever you want to do or guard do, we can do it very easily. The part which is important though is two parts. One is the action at the remote. They have to call sometimes and interfere. And we also partner with local guard companies, armed guard companies. So they will show up within 15 minutes. So the whole picture is, I really want to substitute, the guard.
How much does it cost per hour?
So we charge per camera, right? Depending on like 8 hours, it's $50 per camera. For 24 hours, it'll be $100 per camera per month.
I think that will be all time.
So
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hello everyone, thank you for the opportunity. My name is Bharat. I'm the founder and CEO of DigitalAPI. I'm here to present the platform called Helix. Helix is a platform, Helix is an AI platform to discover APIs, catalog APIs, govern APIs, make it compliant for agents, for third-party consumers, for developers. There are two types of developers, one who develops APIs and one who consumes. So we are targeting the API consumers. So predominantly, if you look at organizations, they build APIs for majority of the third-party applications, integrations, banks, insurance for third parties, right? And eventually, these APIs have become non-discoverable. For the last 10 years, the APIs fueled the whole digital transformation, mobile applications, like tons of APIs were built, all thanks to because the huge amount of integrations, third-party players came into picture. So that's why I think the APIs were built across line of businesses, large organizations. So these are our customers: HSBC, Zurich, Pfizer. So we worked with some of these large customers initially in our very early journey. HSBC became our first customer. We ended up selling almost $1 million license in our very first customer to them. So what we did for them, we simply help them catalog all their APIs. So when we first worked with them, they had a problem of launching an API marketplace for their own third parties. These APIs that they developed over the number of years was residing on MuleSoft, Kong, Apigee, because they were using multiple API platforms. And because these APIs sit within the MuleSoft ecosystem, sit within the Apigee ecosystem, or within the Kong, these APIs become non-discoverable as a one single hub. So the product managers cannot productize these APIs and publish to an external marketplace. This is something that we solved. And eventually, we thought, is this like an external marketplace business problem? Absolutely no. So this was a major IT problem. The central IT had too many tech platforms, too many tools that they were using, undocumented APIs. The developers were okay to let these APIs sit wherever they are. But the architect, we run a campaign for the last 8 months. We found out architects is the one who kind of takes the APIs once a developer builds it. So this becomes a huge nightmare. And imagine the organization sitting with thousands of APIs, and how does someone run this compliance, catalog it, build documentation overnight, and make it ready for consumers. I'll talk about why this happened in the first place. So the APIs from design time, one is the API management platforms are one of the culprit. The second one is the tools. The tools are off-the-shelf tools. There are a number of tools on the API market, right? There are you talk about hundreds of tools, and these tools are used everywhere within the company and everything. So eventually these from design to runtime to cloud, and then the API collections, the distribution from design to gets scattered, and there's no one single hub. So what we did is we discovered APIs, we wrote a lot of connectors, and then we discovered, cataloged them, run the compliance, and once we run a compliant, make those publish those APIs to a marketplace, external marketplace if somebody has it, monetize it, meter it, create a sandbox experience, and then eventually right now agents need this in a clean, well-documented APIs. And agents will be tracked with monitoring underneath what? APIs. Agents will be built or monetized via APIs. So for that, you have to have your a clean API hub which sits on top of all your existing APIs. So this is what we did, 22,000 APIs at an enterprise level. This is what the 7,000 APIs, and we also cataloged about 3,000 plus APIs, one of the bank in India. So far we have, last year we did about 2.8 million in the revenue, 5.7 overall revenue. This year we are looking at the target to reach about 4.8 in the bookings, and a gap of 3.5. And we are looking to raise, this is our current pipeline and momentum. We're working with from large to mid-size and also to smaller sub 50K deals. And so far we have raised about 1.2 million, and we are looking to raise another 800K to close the round. We're valued at 16 money post-money valuation. And thank you for the opportunity. This is my team.
How many people you have on your team, and what's your burn rate?
So we are about 80 people now. We're about burning about 450 to 480 cash. Yeah.
480?
480 per month. Yeah.
Per month.
Yeah.
Where do you sit in the technology stack? Is it a mirror view?
Yeah, great question. I think I have got a slide. So we sit on top of all the traditional APIs. The traditional APIs sit on all the APIs today are run on majorly on MuleSoft, Kong, and Apigee, or on the cloud, right? So the layer 2 and layer 3 becomes extremely important for any sort of agentic platforms or a marketplace or any distribution of these APIs. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No more
All right.
questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think I have a living example of how ages know that year to start entrepreneurship. When I had the honor of being the guy Silicon Valley board, I was an investor of the Softbank Vision Fund, and true to ICE's mission of fostering entrepreneurship, it certainly fostered entrepreneurship in me, in that I jumped back into my company. The company is Raekis, and we are an AI-enabled blockchain platform, and the focus is building the trust technology for the future of AI. Trust is a $1 trillion opportunity in AI. And to give you examples of our customers, we have blue chip customers like Netflix, 200 people for copywriting in the market. There are 4,000 people saying that they've been trained by Netflix, right? And so there's a huge gap between what people are saying and what's real. They use our infrastructure. And the same thing happens for companies that use multiple implementation partners. How is it that they can have one dashboard? So we have marquee customers like Netflix, like PepsiCo, Amazon, Meta uses us for Hackathon. And each one of you got to experience Verix today because the badge that you scanned as you came in was Verix technology. So people use it for verification, people use it for recognition, people use it for shareability, people use it for efficiency. And so that is one core part of the business. As Anita said in the beginning, the puck keeps moving in the world of AI. We have a big hot product area, which we developed internally as these classic startup stories go. And it goes back to my Facebook Meta days. I was a founding managing director for Facebook in India, their first employee there, and I helped big brands, small brands, transition from television, radio to social and mobile. So today, what is happening? We're going away from searching on Google for travel, finance, health, supply chain to searching on LLMs. So we have a platform called Optiwise, which is targeting the $80 billion search engine optimization space, which is now moving to, I see nodding her head to generated engine optimization, so GEO, or it's also called the AEO or EIEO. 12 weeks in, regular product, 100 customers, 50 interviews, first set of clients closed, and so that's what we're scaling. We would welcome introductions to clients who want to leverage this capability. Not fundraising at the moment, our investors are pressing us to go hard on this opportunity. We'll be back with more. So thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Anurag Kamal, one of the co-founders of ElectricFish, joined by Vince Wong, my co-founder. He can answer some more of your questions. I'm a battery researcher and engineer by training, worked at BMW Department of Energy before, and the story which I'm going to tell you today is about rebuilding the entire electrical grid. Our grid was built 100 years ago. 60% of it is already past its usable life, and now we are adding loads to it, transportation, electrification, data center loads, as well as we are moving to renewable energy. That means fundamental shift needs to happen on the overall electrical grid. And the new upgrades of the electrical grid need to be timely deployed, have lower infrastructure costs, that is total reconductoring costs, which is required to put a new resource, and like managing energy smartly, that is have a AI integration natively. So while with the vision of rebuilding the electrical grid, we wanted to find the perfect beachhead, which we found in terms of extremely fast EV charging, that is gasoline level of EV charging. So the current way of doing things, even companies like Tesla or the electrical utility grids, they have a big battery, they've got all the power coming up through, you have a pedestal over there, and then you're managing the energy through some platform. What we tried to do was to bring on electrical utility in a box so that you don't have to do so much reconductoring upgrades. Our product is a DC fast charger, energy storage, and packed agentic AI on top of it. I can answer questions on agentic AI over here, but this is how the product looks like. The physical product we manufacture here in California. It's a big battery pack with DC fast liquid cooled charging, state of the art, faster than Tesla, 50% faster than the supercharger network, and a low power interconnection to the grid, which can sell energy back to the grid as well. The AI software on top is able to plan for backup energy, forecast EV charging needs, as well as can sell energy back to the grid. And we have a monitoring and control engine for the customers who want this product so that they don't have to work with any other third party. They just buy the product and they have the station going. So to deploy really quickly, get a higher profitability, and then a very premium experience for EV charging is what we are bringing to the customers. We do compete with really big players in the industry like Tesla and ABB, as well as startups like Spark Charge, XCharge, Electric Era. The idea is that it's a completely new class of infrastructure which packs everything in. And we have got products out there in the field. The first 3 deployments were funded by electrical utilities, DT, Con Ed, and LEDWP. And now we have Toyota and Hyundai, who we deployed with last. And we have tested our product in very harsh environments in desert. We also had it in the Burning Man this year, saved some stranded people with their EVs. So the funded pipeline which we have right now is with California Energy Commission and the auto OEMs. We have got 12 units which we're going to build next year. We're going to build up to 20, and we're going to be doing a Series A early next year to build 100 of these units out. We have been doing individual deployments, but the goal is to make a network of these. So the network aspects will only be proven when we deploy a certain critical mass in targeted geographies, and California and Michigan is our focus today. The overall market size of just doing EV charging as well as selling energy back to the grid is just growing significantly. As of today, it's a total 10 billion market size only in the US alone. So this is the trajectory of the company, 12 units funded right now. We have space for angel round, around 500,000 to $1 million is what we will take right now to bridge to a Series A. The Series A will be 9.5 to 10 million in equity and around another 10 million in debt financing, for which we already have interested parties to deploy over sales and lease back. And this money is going to be for UL certification, ramping up manufacturing in certain Midwest states, as well as capturing more market share. Again, this is the total team which we have assembled. Vince is here. We have got smart people from NASA, US Army, and others. So with this is the total vision. Questions?
Open it up to Q&A.
What's the rationale behind picking Michigan?
Auto OEMs are there. Our beachhead is EV charging, so informing them to build faster charging, as well as we will have to have some modification in the communication protocol to vehicles as well. If you know the session length, you can take a faster charging, and also getting them on our cap table. We are close with them.
How much is the revenue per unit? You said you have 12 units, right?
12 units is funded, so we haven't deployed them yet. That will be deploying next year. Right now, we lease these units out. That's what has been simulated so far. So around 7,000 to 10,000 is what we get paid for a lease. It costed us around 200,000 to make. So around 36-month kind of payback would be realistic in terms of servicing expenses and others. But we're gonna do a revenue share agreement. That's what we're working on. The cost is coming down to 130.
So with all this new EV, everybody is stopping their EV manufacturing and all that except for Tesla. How do you build a business?
I think it's great. Whoever was not serious is dead.
Well, everybody's dead except for Tesla. GM announced it. Toyota is stopping it. Everybody's stopping it, unfortunately.
Yeah, I agree. The product life cycle for such a hardware and expensive product is also pretty long. So we are going to get certification in the next 1 to 2 years. We are proving it out. And unless this unit is actually in the field operating, you don't know what's going to fail as well. So I am an optimist, so I'm seeing good things in what's happening.
Are you talking to people who want to do their own internal electric vehicle systems that they have in place? Like that might be a better market for you?
Well, we would, we don't care. We're manufacturing the hardware, we're manufacturing the software which controls this, and the grid aspect, which I haven't hammered on, that is selling energy back to the grid and being a part of the bigger grid, is the long story. So that's what we need to capture on. We need to prove out some other piece of VPV tech right now.
So who are your paying customers?
So electrical utilities paid us so far. US Air Force is a customer. They ordered 40 units, they got one, and then they canceled the order because of the new administration. And then Hyundai and Toyota are testing it out. Currently, auto OEMs want to get this product to deploy to car dealerships and their vehicle distribution centers, because it's an inherent problem to have a very fast charger infrastructure at a place where the grid is not there. And this problem is going to keep growing bigger. The grid is old. So
what's a compelling ROI? Is it just faster charging, or you're cheaper given the fact that you also do your own, capture your own electric EV?
It definitely depends on the place. Right now, as of today, EV charging is the more compelling ROI because the price differential is really high. If we buy electricity for 14 cents, we can charge 47, 65, 75. But then as the cost of electricity keeps growing, the grid services will become more and more compelling.
Does it compete with the Tesla Wall or something?
Yeah,
residential market?
That's a perfect question. The Tesla Watt is the residential battery. Then there's Tesla Mega Packs, which is the grid scale battery. What we're trying to do is a community scale battery, and that's exactly the long-term vision of the company, to deploy enough community energy storage units to change the grid.
Also compete with ChargePoint and other solutions?
And I don't think highly of them. They're not doing any EV storage, energy storage. Sorry.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you. Thank you.
Hi, Hi, I'm Cindy Convery, founder of PureWild, your superpower collagen drink for joint support, sports performance, and healthy aging. I learned about collagen because I had joint pain from cartilage loss from years of exercise to the point where 3 surgeons recommended a knee replacement, but I avoided surgery with alternative methods, including daily doses of collagen, proven to regenerate cartilage from NIH research. Today I'm back in daily dance class. I'm performing Ramsha Halela next week, so all with no surgery. I launched in 2021. We have $1 million in lifetime revenue, key accounts in sports, hotels, retail, and major medical. In sports, we have U.S. Olympic trainers, Detroit Lions, Rafa Cycling, Patagonia, Hyatt, Marriott, Montage, Four Seasons, 500 retail accounts, and major medical, City of Hope, cancer treatment centers, and Orlando Health. Our early growth was in retail, but sales show that sports and hotels are profitable because we eliminated third-party distribution, which is what kills small brands. So our go-to-market strategy for the next 3 years is to focus on those profitable channels. By focusing on sports and hotels, we can make money now because we don't have third-party distribution. That means our investors will make money now. The problem we're solving for our wellness customers, 37% of the US population has joint pain. PureWild is proven to reduce joint pain based on NIH research and my own personal experience. Joint replacements will increase 200% in the next 6 years. PureWild is proven to regenerate cartilage to help avoid surgery based on NIH research. And in sports, joint pain is the leading cause of poor athletic performance. 42% of athletes have joint pain. 63% of professional athletes retire because of joint pain. It costs the sports industry millions. Ours is an easy grab-and-go solution to reduce joint pain. It's a no-brainer for our sports customers. Our competition primarily targets beauty with bovine collagen. It's made out of boiled cow hooves and hides. It's untraceable, unsustainable, and causes side effects like constipation. Our competition in sports protein target muscle building with whey and vegetarian protein. They don't target joint health. We're being tracked by RZC, a Walton Family Fund. They've completed our due diligence and acquire in athletic space. Morinaga, a Tokyo-based consumer products brand, contacted us last year regarding a strategic partnership as they look to enter the US market. They sell $100 million a year annually in collagen just in Japan. Patagonia, our customer, Unilever Wellness, and the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma. I'm a member of the Choctaw Nation. PureWild is certified Native woman-owned. The Choctaw Nation does $5 billion a year in annual revenue and acquires tribally owned businesses. Our customers say it all, from the head of the Spa Industry Association to Chef Alice Waters to U.S. Olympic trainers, and we're the team to execute. I have 20 years high-level marketing at Disney and Warner Brothers. I attended the Cordon Bleu in Paris. I worked at Chez Panisse in Berkeley, and I made the recipes in my kitchen. Derek Opperman from Deutsche Telekom Marketing. Ryan Junta, 11 years sales with Red Bull in sports. Mark Pitts, our advisor, over 20 years in the C-suite at Coca-Cola and former COO of Tampa Bay Lightning, great sports. Paige Jernigan, former Goldman analyst. Our attorney, Ryan Lewendon, led the sale of Body Armor to Coke for $5.7 billion, and we use fractional services for financials and specialized sales. We're raising $2 million on a $6 million pre-seed to gain 50 new sports accounts and 500 hotel accounts. However, I have a lead investor on a SPV capped at $750,000 just to gain the 50 new sports accounts. And as part of our charity component, we provide PureWild to Native American tribes through the USDA Food Assistance Program, also profitable, providing healthy access to Native Americans. So I hope that you'll join me in scaling a truly triple bottom line company that not only has product market fit, but founder market fit. Thank you. Yes?
Fantastic. So, what's the science behind your claim that it can regenerate the collagen?
National Institute of Health Research.
Wife is going to go through knee replacement surgery.
Yes, no, don't
I want to know if there is a science behind it so that she can avoid it.
I used alternative methods in addition to cartilage. I did prolotherapy, I did deep tissue massage and chiropractic to realign my knee and joints. But the collagen is what elevated the surgeries because it regenerates cartilage. It's proven by NIH research, Cleveland Clinic, Mayo Clinic. I have white paper all over the place about it. And I can do this now.
So how long it takes to see the meaningful results?
It took me a year, a solid year, and then along with the prolotherapy, which was, it's really a key. You have to combine these therapies together, but the collagen elevated it, And it also creates more bone density, so you become stronger on that level.
Do you have a regulatory approval to make this claim, or you don't really?
You don't need FDA approval. It's a food source. It's a protein, and it's actually made out of food waste. So it's not only a great product for overall wellness, but it's a regenerative product from something that would normally go to waste. It's made out of fish skins and fish bones. Whatever, but it works.
Regenerates every cartilage in the body, right? Not
UC2 collagen regenerates cartilage. Type 2 and 3 cartilage support bone health. There are 30 different types of collagen. So we have a multi-collagen blend in our products for cartilage health.
Specific to the
Yes, the UC2 collagen specific to joints. The type 2 and 3 is specific to bone health and overall health, and it's best to have the entire blend. And really the focus for me is on sports, because the numbers in sports with, the loss from joint pain is huge.
Do you have to go with FDA? Sorry.
No, there's no FDA approval. It's a food source.
What's your distribution strategy?
Well, that's the pain in the neck for consumer products brands. I have UNFI and KeHE, the largest natural food distributors in the country, but they take a huge cut. So when I learned, after being in the market, you learn what product market fit is. I learned that I can ship directly to my sports customers and I can ship directly to hotels. So I want to build revenue that way. 50 sports accounts and 500 hotel accounts translates to $12 million in the next 18 months, making us profitable without any retail. We can come back to retail at any time. It's just not profitable.
One question here.
Oh, sorry. What?
Oh,
you. Sorry. I think
that's okay. What's to stop your beauty competitors from doing what you do if you provide sports?
Nothing.
Do you have any patents or anything?
There's no such thing. It's a food product, but they're just, no one's focused on that. And also, their products taste bad, man. I worked at Chez Panisse. I ate lunch there today. I hate things that taste bad. And I have to go. Time's up.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Hi, everyone. My name is Kanav. I'm the founder and CEO of Metadome.ai. So what does Metadome.ai do? So we make the best customer buying experience for automotive and industrial manufacturing companies. And what does that mean? So most of our customers are in the automotive and industrial manufacturing space. Think of companies like GM or Suzuki or Honda or Toyota. And they all have the problem of creating immersive content for their buyers who are sitting at home. And they want to sell their cars online. And they've been trying to do that for so many years, but they never had the experience of doing that, and they've struggled with the dealer lobby and whatnot. And as you all know, that Amazon is still lagging behind when it comes to selling cars or selling anything like trucks or anything which is in the automotive space. And now automotive companies have started doing that. They've started taking orders online, but they don't have the experience and they're struggling with creating content. And for us, that's like a $10 billion industry because they've been trying to do that. They have their agencies, they have their small teams in-house who's trying to create immersive content online, but they've been struggling with that. So to give you some numbers and some perspective of the business, so GM has a total of $80 million as just content and marketing budget, just to create that content. And this is for this year. And next year, it's going to double up. And they don't have technology, they have people doing that. So it's completely fragmented. There is no automation, there is no platform. And the same happens with other sectors like real estate as well, where they don't have technology. They are using photographers and designers to create the content to sell homes as well. So that's an expansion market for us. And this market is completely ripe for adoption now, and this TAM is close to $500 million for us because GM is at $80 million of marketing budget for content. The next company, Ford, would be like close to 60. And as we started talking to our customers, we realized that, hey, the problem was not only scale, the problem was not only cost and efficiency, but the problem Axiom had a very important part, which was quality, because they are selling something which is very high. It's not an impulse buy, basically. You don't just look at an image and buy a car. You need to see every nook and corner. You want to experience it. You want to see it in front of you, and you want to see it in full-blown 3D. And that's how you actually make a purchase decision. And that's what Metadome does. We have a platform which creates hyper-realistic content that goes on OEM's website, dealer's website, OEM's app, and in future, any other wearable device that we start wearing as we move forward. It gets connected to the marketing engines of all these OEMs so that they can generate this content in real time. We've already validated our product hypothesis, so our 2 biggest customers are already paying us close to $1 million every year to get this problem solved, and we plan to take this to 3x as we move forward. This is how our competition looks like. The problem axiom is efficiency and quality, and we are in the top quadrant here, and this has been validated by our customers in the last few years of being in this business. The company is already on track to do $10 million in ARR. We are already at $5 million, and we already have a pipeline of $8 million in the US. And this year we will close at 10. So these are our some of the scale levers. So customers increase. So our land deals are usually 300 to 400K when we start. And the expansion happens when they add more products, more geographies, and more SKUs lead to more units of sales for us because our unit is usage. Every customer who views the product, we get paid for that. Thank you. I think our time is up. I'll quickly move to Q&A. Yeah.
Who is your ICP?
Marketing. Yeah. So marketing has evolved. Now it has also become IT for marketing and sales. This is a new division, but they're also making the decision for marketing.
So kind of, you guys take the CAD model from the customer, and then what do? What is material scan? Do you actually take a car, and then you go through it, whole start to finish?
So we don't take the CAD, we give them our platform. They already have a team internally in their own ecosystem who has done all the scanning of materials and CAD files, which they use for design and manufacturing. So that's the input that they put in our platform, and then they are able to generate whatever assets they want for whichever use case that they have. Mostly digital assets for customers who want to sell their product online.
Right now you only have Maruti, other than that?
We work with all OEMs except Ford and Tesla. We have 30 customers on board.
You have a foundation model? I didn't understand that.
So its foundation model is a part of it. So it's an immersive tool which generates immersive content using CAD files. So basically what we are doing is we are...
Customers' data.
Sorry?
So your customers' data.
Correct. And we are giving them a deployment layer, which they can now deploy on websites. Because deploying a CAD model on a website is it's in GBs and TBs sometimes, so they cannot do it. And if they have to generate more marketing content basis that CAD file, that is today done manually. So our AI layer is able to generate more content for them at real time, which is based on preference and personalization. So for example, if they prompt and say that, hey, I want the red Equinox in a hilly terrain, a video of that, which I want to show to a customer, they can do that in real time instead of going back and forth on creating that content for themselves. Our input is not just the LLM, but our input is the CAD file as well. So it's accurate and precise.
Thank you. Thank you, Kamal.
Thank you.
Hello everyone. So the problem what we are solving today is healthcare compliance. So with the adoption of AI and technology, the care is moved beyond the doctor's office. It's on video calls, it's in chat, it's also there are AI agents doing it. But you look at the compliance, it's stuck in the past. It's still done manually, and only 1% of the interactions are being audited right now. What this does is around 99% of interactions that are happening, there is risk. Risk to the payers, risk to the providers, as well as risk to patients. So that's where Verbal comes in. Verbal is a AI-powered healthcare compliance platform. We monitor 100% of the interactions that are happening with patients, whether it's through or through the AI chatbots. So we also audit the chat nodes or the secure messaging, what's happening. And Verbal is a secure and HIPAA compliant platform, and we provide after-call summaries as well as patient sentiment analysis. So the traction so far is we are trusted by payers and providers. CareFirst is one of our customer as well as an investor. We have a 40K pilot what we're doing, and we're looking to expand it. CareFirst wants to make Verbal as a mandatory compliance platform for the providers and the vendors it works with. We have a 3-year contract with White Plains. It's one of the large hospitals in East Coast. So we just had a conversation this morning to expand the contract from 125 users to 175 users, and hence expanding that 100K ARR to 150K ARR. Lastly, Mayo Clinic platform. This is a marketplace from Mayo Clinic. We have an agreement with Mayo Clinic to resell Verbal through their account managers. So we have trained 30 plus account managers. They are ready to go and resell Verbal to the 50 plus affiliated hospitals. We just got the product listed on their marketplace today, and we have a press release coming out on Monday. So I'm going to come back to this. So how does it work really, right? So we fit into the workflows of the hospitals which are currently in place. So we integrate with the communication platforms such as Zoom, Twilio, Teams, also with the EMRs such as Epic, Cerner, and Healthy. We get the real-time streaming about the conversations that are happening, the notes which are being sent from these platforms, and we do a real-time analysis of these audio, and then we give a real-time compliance score. So this is the view which a provider, whether you're a nurse or a doctor, you're having a conversation, you get this real-time insights in front of you. It tells you what is your compliance adherence, and also gives you guidance on what questions you're asking and what questions you're missing. So in terms of the total addressable market, around $40 billion is currently spent on healthcare compliance within US. If you look at globally, it's $50 billion. Within that, the current product what we have, just doing that compliance on the conversations that are happening between patients and providers and payers, we are looking at $6 billion of the addressable market just in the US. And we have a line of sight to $1.2 billion through BCBS, the partnership what we have, and also through the Mayo Clinic's reseller agreement what we have. So in terms of competition, there are traditional software companies which helps our customers build these policies, and there are the consulting companies which do this manually and often expensive. So we are at the intersection of healthcare, AI, and compliance, and we have domain expertise in co-founding team across all these areas. Walid has led 100 million plus sales in healthcare at Siemens Healthcare. I've been at AWS building applications, and also been CTO at enterprise SaaS startups. And Wayne is our clinical expert. He's got MD and PhD from Mount Sinai, and also has MBA from Wharton. He brings decades of experience in clinical from payers. And so this is what we are looking to raise. I'll let you read through and we'll take questions.
So you integrate with Epic, or this is a standalone product?
So we integrate with EMRs, Epic, and also we integrate with Zooms and other communication platforms what hospitals are using.
So what if in the real time, so when you're dealing with the patient, in the real time, there's no Zooms or anything else, how do you capture that data?
We have a Chrome extension. Basically, they can open a browser and start this voice streaming, and we can audit that as well.
And who are your customers? Is it the insurance payers, or is it hospitals?
It's both, yeah. So we are auditing the conversations that are happening between payers and patients, as well as the providers and patients. So an example is you had a discharge. Sorry, you had a discharge after surgery. You have a follow-up call. So that's one of the examples what we have. You are a mental health provider. You need to have conversations with patients. That's another one.
Paying. I think that was the question. Yeah. Who's paying?
The hospitals are paying, and hospitals are paying, and also the insurance companies are paying for their own staff. So those are separate payers. Sorry.
What are the parameters that define compliance?
So compliance is, there is a checklist of things what the doctors have to, or the providers have to ask, and based on what type of interaction they're having, it's different. So we customize that. We bring that in when we set up a customer.
How long do you keep the data for the audio? And then if you keep it longer than a day, or just in general, are you opening more compliance or legal risk by having a system that tracks this?
We redact the audio before we store anything, so everything is redacted.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't have any API right now.
And are you opening up more risk just by having a better system to track compliance?
Sorry, what is it?
Are you opening up more risk because now you're collecting data, storing it somewhere that's discoverable if there's a lawsuit? So is there more risk?
So we are redacting. We're not keeping any information about who the patient is, who the provider is. That's what I said, right? So we don't have any PI data basically.
So basically, does it provide like a checklist for the question for the doctor to ask?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And how do you differentiate yourself against the others in the market that are there today in healthcare systems? Like all the
they're doing it manually. Everything is manual right now.
Ambient listening.
So they're not focused on healthcare and compliance. At least that's what. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we'll have to look at it. We can talk offline.
More questions at the networking.
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Johanna. I'm a global event planner and founder of Envire. We are building the ultimate data engine for the biggest convention centers, sports arenas around the world to help them not only cut costs, but 10% of carbon emissions globally. So most of you probably attend events. I used to organize them, and you've seen the waste. It doesn't only bother me, but it bothers customers like Coldplay. There was a little bit of drama involved in their latest concert in Houston, Texas, not for the reasons that you may think, but Coldplay actually told Energy Stadium in Houston that they would pass on their venue unless they were able to provide wastewater, energy, and gas data points, event-specific level. So this is all manual work for the venue. What Energy Stadium did, they improvised the Excel spreadsheet, they pulled the data from multiple systems, and over a month of manual work and nearly burned out staff, they were able to give Coldplay what they were asking for and didn't lose the deal. They decided to do what 70% of their peers are already doing and hired a full-time analyst to do the job. That's great, but it doesn't scale. And solution is one word: automation. So what Envire is, it's an intelligent data consolidator that sits between two data pools. So the utility and waste systems from the building, so building data, and second is event booking data. So whether you are in large convention center in India where there are 14 shows on site at single time, you know exactly who consumed what within moments after the show. So simply put, we are digitizing the fragmented systems, we add intelligence on top, and most importantly, we make sustainability actionable and monetizable for the venues. We cut their reporting time from 45 days to less than an hour, and most importantly, cut their costs by close to 90%, but allow them to win these big deals with customers like AWS, Oracle, Billie Eilish, and so forth. We are starting from our beachhead market, which is the convention centers, sports arenas, and major event venues. There are 600,000 of them globally, and the TAM is $18 billion. But interestingly, the same data we gather from the venues is exactly the same, but is used for green building management and LEED certification. So that's our future market. We're building towards that fast. And while others in the industry are building calculators, we are solving the problem: how do you get the data? And we are the first movers in this space. In fact, competitors have started reaching out to us to ask if they could use our tool. It's working great for us also because we have a strategic pilot, Oregon Convention Center. They have access to 8,000 venues globally, and we are negotiating with the Super Bowl and arena and network of 300 sports arenas. We make our own revenue with the subscription model, divided in tiers. And our 3-year approach is focused on customer and revenue growth, while we add features to Envire to evolve it into 360-degree solution for the entire hospitality industry and event industry. We have the best team to work on this challenge. I know the client side of event planning inside out. My co-founder has 5 patents in AI. And Isabel joined us from the busiest convention center in North America, where she managed sustainability. And we are now raising $500,000 on SAFE. This is our pre-seed round. We are looking to deploy at 60 venues next year and then roll out the LEED recertification feature. We have a pilot for this one agreed in Seattle already. So at this time, I welcome questions. Thank you.
So for each of the venues, what's the onboarding process? Do you have to integrate with each of the systems on the waste and water and other systems?
It's like a self-service system, so a little bit like you would use Google Ads. So what the customer needs is a snippet of code from the provider, like PG&E, and then they just put it in our system and it runs. But we are helping the first customers, but then the plan is to make it as self-service as possible.
And then I guess the next logical question is, once you can monitor and just get the data, is there any plan or paths to try to improve on the usage or to reduce the waste and energy and other things?
Yeah, that's the purpose. They need to, actually the challenge with event industry is that most emissions are not visible. So I was hyper obsessed with waste initially, and that bugged me the most. But reality is that it's only tip of the iceberg, and the rest we don't see. So we are not focused on the right things. So how can you say change something that you don't see or understand?
For the market sizing, I saw that you had an $18 billion mentioned as a market size.
how did you arrive at that, given that, is that what companies are paying, even venues are paying just to measure their carbon footprint?
So today they would actually pay for up to 3 full-time staff members or alternatively hire a consultant. So we calculated that 600,000 venues, we charge $30,000, you get to 18 billion in what we can sell.
So I guess you're charging 30,000 per customer.
Yeah, per venue, but then there's going to be more subscription tiers, especially for the lead recertification feature is saving money from a whole nother department. So we are selling it as an add-on feature.
Is there a path where you can just get enough customer revenue to fund your development and bootstrap this, as opposed to raising money?
Yeah, like other than we are looking to develop a large language model called Carbon Coach, which would allow the user to interact with their data in plain English. So that development is going to cost a little bit of money. So I would like to do that faster, be the first one to deploy it on the market. Otherwise, I could probably grow it with revenue.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, that was awesome.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. We are VoiceAI agents for restaurants. So before we started, we talked about 74 restaurant owner managers, had in-depth interviews with them. We had an MVP which had a voice ordering app for food. And we realized that the pains that they were telling us were different. They were talking about how labor availability was a challenge, labor costs, customers not having the right experience because opportunities are lost. There's no upselling, no one remembers them, and so on. And so we kind of pivoted from our original idea of having an app to actually building what really the customers were telling us. And so we have these 4 products right now. It's basically voice ordering over the phone. We have a specialist version for that called Pizza Voice, which is specifically for pizza chains. Roughly about 25 to 70% of the orders in pizza restaurants today still happen through the phone. We have the solution for drive-through, which is Directful, kiosks, contactless ordering at the kiosk, and then voice reservations, so table reservations, event booking, and so on for full-service restaurants. And we have a number of happy clients. We are about live in 300 locations, the great part about this business is that you have the data to show the ROI, and what we have been able to demonstrate is a volume of orders go up because now every single customer is being handled. The throughput is better at the drive-through. We also have the order value going up because now you have personalized upselling. We have 12 different algorithms that we provide for upselling based on customer past order history, item affinity scores, and so on. We are also reducing the order cost per labor. We have a calculator that shows that difference, and it's to the tune of 50 to 70% reduction in cost. The accuracy on orders gets better. In restaurants today, about 8 to 10% orders are either inaccurate, and so they have to give them credit, or you don't charge them, and that is a big pain for restaurant owners. So we are able to reduce that order error rate. The repeat orders increase because now when you go to a drive-through, you are recognized, or if you call over the phone, you're greeted, and you can repeat your last order. They remember your favorite orders, and so on. And then overall, guest satisfaction goes up, leading to better customer loyalty. And so we have our business model has been primarily subscription-based. We have monthly, quarterly, yearly subscription options available. We also have a self-serve model for the smaller chains and independent restaurants, which is a low-touch self-serve model. But most of the others are where we go through an implementation cycle of 3 to 4 weeks, do all the necessary integrations, and take the client live. We are very excited about voice. We think that it's at an exponential stage of growth. It's a large enough market just for voice ordering in restaurants. And our go-to-market is, we focus on drive-throughs, we focus on full-service restaurants with high takeout delivery ability. And then we have strategic partnerships with the like of OpenTable, Olo, PAR, some of the big companies in that space, and also a very active ambassador referral network. Our product differentiation stems from, we have 850,000 hours of proprietary audio data of restaurant customer conversations. We have our own proprietary domain language model, and we have a patent published on that model, which gives us extremely high order accuracy, very low latency, and we benchmark ourselves against some of the best in the industry, and we can see the difference that we are able to get because of that. We also have large number of upselling algorithms, and it's a multilingual solution. I'll quickly talk about our raise. We are raising 2.5 million. We are already raised about 1.3 of that, and another 500K is soft committed. And we have raised previously about 2.2 mil. We have focused mostly on strategic angels and strategic investors from the restaurant and hospitality industry for that.
Time is up.
Yeah. I'll take any questions.
We'll take questions for 2 minutes. Yes, Satish.
Are there any other segments that you can apply this technology to?
Yeah, we think this can expand to hospitality in general, so hotels, and also to other forms of retail, convenience stores. The core model is actually more like a voice commerce model, which works for real-time voice commerce, so it can be applied to some of these adjacent industries.
Any more questions?
What's your current revenue?
We are 1.3 to 1.4 mil. We will end the year at about 1.6 mil ARR.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. My name is Shirkat, co-founder and CEO of Directful. Directful is the first AI native and fully autonomous guest re-engagement platform for hotels. In simple terms, we bring hotels as guests back to the hotels. Our best month this year was July, and we were able to bring about $7 million of bookings to our customers. And we did this by predicting their past guests like most likely come to make any booking, and we actually brought them in. The main problem is the margin crisis that the hotels are having. Over the past 3 decades, since the OTAs, online travel agencies, started, the margins have dropped a lot. Originally, it was about 8% in booking fees and commissions, but now, as of today, it already crossed 39%. And these online travel agencies are controlling half of the reservations globally. On top, they are putting really golden handcuffs to the hotels by hiding the most critical, most valuable guest information, which is the contact details, so that hotels cannot reach back to the customer again and bring them back themselves, and they are forced to pay the commission and fees again and again. And this is costing, over $120 billion annually. These are some of the brands that we are working today, and they all share the same exact problem. And they're all having the same exact problem, and we are right now defining a complete new category, and we are becoming the next unicorn in the hospitality industry. What you're seeing is our AI native re-engagement intelligence studio. The data that you see that is missing at the hotels is causing hotels' databases to have very low guest data quality. Hence, they cannot really use it. We're completely changing this right now, and we are making 90% fully usable guest profiles with very strong audiences. And then we are precisely predicting their past guests likely time to make a new booking and target them. From a guest perspective, they receive a hyper-personalized text message from the hotel they stayed before. And as a result, this is their most likely time to make a new booking. And the message relates so much to them, they end up making a new booking. From a hotel's perspective, the impact that we do to their bottom line is, or as an example, for 200-room hotel, that's $500,000 of net new revenue that they didn't have before. Our business model is simple, $1,200 a month that we make per hotel. That's bringing us to $12 billion revenue opportunity. By the end of this year, we'll be at $1.4 million ARR, and we are projected to be at 4 million, all because of our fantastic, pipeline. Out of those, I can only talk about, like, for example, Hilton. We announced our customers like last month that we are launching Hiltons, like within 2 hours time, 115 just lined up, just like that. And just by thinking Sabre and Hilton only out of the whole pipeline, we'll be already hitting our next year's targets. Obviously, the overall picture and complete potential is much larger than this. We are not the only brands we are working with. We are working with the IHG, Choice, etc. as well. And this is done by a world-class team who build online travel agencies such as Expedia, Booking.com, SaaS, personalizations, AI, and so on and so forth. Raising $3 million and already 1.7 million committed, and we would like to have you in. Yes.
So just curious about the business model. I think you said the fee is $1,200 per hotel. Is that
yes.
So for example, Marriott, their franchise, you're going to their franchises and getting not the. Marriott has their booking. They have their booking business, right, where they distribute to the franchises to call in.
Yeah.
But you actually have to you're going to each individual Marriott franchise owner.
Correct.
Is that how it works?
Correct. We have, brands as a separate business model altogether. That's much larger. But we are today selling to hotels who are managing the properties, franchises.
Seven, how are you getting the customer data? Because again, if somebody's coming to Booking.com, whatever, when they check in, they will provide their information to the hotel. They already get it. So where do you come in?
We work with hotels' internal tech systems, such as one thing called property management system. They are database. We integrate with those, and when we start, after the integration, we process the data, and then we already have it.
So you get it from the hotel, you charge the hotel from them.
Correct.
Have you looked at just maybe a success fee instead of a flat 1,200 fee, like 5% of the bookings that you do or something like that?
Sure. For scalability purposes, we started that way. But for scalability purposes, we prefer SaaS. We can start hotels temporarily on a success fee for 90 days, and then we move them to SaaS for not to deal.
But if you're generating like 500 million of new revenue or 500, whatever it was, 500,000 maybe, still you'd make more, right, with the success fee?
But there's a lot of reconciliation that may happen. So it's not scalable enough. I mean, we like it, by the way. You earn a lot more.
Okay, time is up.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Rahul. I'm the founder of Kloze.ai. I have Suresh with me, who's also the co-founder. This is the problem I faced after 30 years of working in corporate, in product, GM and sales role. My last role was general manager at VMware, where I think by driving size, I had to have a difficulty of no visibility into middle of the funnel. I did not know what was going on at account level, contact level, and that is why we started Kloze.ai. We call ourselves middle of the funnel acceleration for medium to small enterprises. That's what we do. And medium to small enterprises are anywhere from 15 to 500 B2B sellers that we are focused on. This is the exact summary. We have already close to 500,000 AR in the last few years itself, tripling in the last few years. Every year we've been tripling year over year. We show this ROI within 6 to 8 weeks of entering an account. We are able to increase the sales velocity by around 30% and uncover new deals and revenues, all within a paid pilot. And we only do paid pilots to go in, and then we expand from there. We are raising $200 million, of which $1 million is already committed, and we're targeting 5x valuation in the next 12 to 18 months because we have a premier list of customers which are expanding very fast. And remember, in each of them will go in, and we are able to then expand 3 to 5 folds in a matter of 1 year after the paid pilot is successful. And time to value is literally week to 2 weeks. You'll start seeing the ROI talked about. These are a lot of customers in the IT services, product MSC, product space. That's our core. We have great partners. Krishna, I hear Krishna Chittapadini is also our strategic partner. He's a Thai, in Thai. And this is the problem we are solving. Remember I told you about driving sales with the CRM today is like driving a 30-foot putt golf in in fog with the blinders on. Why? Because you have no visibility into what's going on day to day with any account, any contact, every deal. And that is why most CROs focus on lagging indicators after the deal is won or lost. So win-loss ratios, things like that. And sellers have no guidance. And with Kloze.ai, it's exactly the opposite. Within a week of the system coming in, it's all automatic. It gets installed. Sellers get real-time guidance. CRO is able to get leading milestones and full pipeline visibility. And in fact, you can't see it very well. I should have given the slide. Within the day or two of just people signing up using SSO, it gives every account score and every opportunity score real time without no work from the seller. And that's the complete visibility. It's just like magic for our CROs. And this is how it works. It's able to take, again, single sign-on, all the meeting, mail, CRM data, LinkedIn data, transcripts, and convert it using 3 agents into GTM acceleration for the Chief Revenue Officer, for Sales Manager, coaching, and seller nurturing agents. This is the ROI I already talked about. It's proven time after time, and we actually boost CRM data by 45% as opposed to relying on the CRM. This is our moat, unique data, schema to add more connectors, and proprietary large language sales model. I'll come to the competition later on. Proven GTM, we already have the beachhead, $500,000 in just a couple of years. And now we are seeking money to increase with direct sales and network partners. And then we have multipliers of going into multiple verticals. And you can see all these things have already been proven in our sales model. Our revenues are around, like I said, $500,000. Our target is to get to 1.5 to 2 million in the next 12 to 18 months with 5x valuation. Our team consists of luminaries like Arjun Malhotra, who is the founder of HCL. Jagdeep Sani is also here. And we're raising 2 million at a 3 million valuation of stable. Open for questions.
Q&A.
Rahul, a lot of the CRMs have a lot of junk coming in, so it's garbage in, garbage out. So how do you, in a sense, get signal out of it? Because we would also get so many sales leads which were just basically bogus.
Yeah. So first of all, I think we are not reliant on CRM at all. We only look at CRM for opportunities. We actually put actual lead data and their interaction outcome data into the CRM. In fact, that is our use case. When we come in, we are able to put more data on what's actually happening into the CRM because they don't have it. And no effort from the seller.
So
I'm happy to talk to you.
So are you guys buying intent and things of that nature?
No, we are middle of the funnel, so we are not about intent. We are actually helping close the deals from SQL to close.
So you have all the data in place,
actual interaction
data and all that.
Actual interaction data, account managers with the customers is in place.
We'll take one last question.
Who are some of your competitors?
Yeah, our competitors are twofold. One fold is CRM extensions like Einstein and stuff, which are impractical for MSCs. That's why we are focused on MSCs. Because they don't have money and time to value. Second is this other tools which are in the market, but they're mostly focused on top of the funnel, which you were talking about, as well as specific problems like forecast. All these things are unique to us, and only we do it in the market.
Right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Alec Randall, the CEO, co-founder of Wayola, and we're focused on a few problems. Number one is this $3 trillion trapped in vehicles. Number two is 80 million Americans have a credit score below prime, which means they're spending a lot on credit. And then you have 40 million Americans regularly using predatory products.
Is your mic turned on? The blue light should be on.
Is the blue light on?
I don't know. Is it on?
Oh, the first button.
Oh, it's the...
So that the recording is on.
All right, I thought I hit it, but... All right, so problem. So what we have is a lot of people spending way too much for credit or don't have access to credit. And when they get in a problem, they spend a lot and they get into a debt cycle. The interesting thing is 84% of people that are underbanked, which means they don't have access to credit, own a vehicle. So that's why you put all these together. The solution is an AI-powered credit card backed by your vehicle. And so why can't we use the equity to lower borrowing costs? And what we're doing is lowering that borrowing cost to get you into a credit card structure away from payday loans and term and title loans. And so we moved from 300% to 36% max. We'll be around 30 as a portfolio. We can also offer you a higher limit than a traditional secured card that you have to scrape together $250, $500, put it in the bank. We actually use the equity in your vehicle, so you don't have to script. You're already just saving up your car. And then we report to credit bureaus. So we don't want to keep you in that cycle. We want you to improve over time as far as credit. And our capital providers, meaning our debt providers, they love us because we have meaningful yield on a portfolio that's largely de-risked with a low loan to value at around 20%. And then they love the fact that we have an experienced team building now for this segment. And so so yes, we have AI. We're not an AI company, we're an AI applied company. So we'll use machine learning, whatever the right tools are across all these and agents across underwriting, collecting, monitoring, and targeting, which just improves efficiency, and we don't have the tech debt that most people are moving away from. For market size, all the way to the left here, we have title length. This is the term loan that people roll, and so they end up spending a lot of money. We're taking that term loan and putting it on a credit card, and then making sure that you actually qualify and stay on track for 36% versus 300. But you can see there's a lot of opportunity across payday, pawn shop, et cetera. And so we've identified 50 million people that fit our demographic. We make money through interest, interchange, and fees. It's about $1,000 per cardholder per year. It's a $50 billion market. Big market, growing, antiquated lending around practices and tech. Post-GPT era, perfect time to be building. I've done 2 tours through auto tech, built a wholesale auto auction, so I know how to track vehicles, price them, and sell them if we need to. FinTech, 20 plus years. Lending Club, Schwab, Sivo is one of the YC company I just came from. We're going to be direct to consumer, but we're also to be B2B2C, which is actually going to blow us up. We're going to be in year 2 numbers in year 1. We're raising up to $2 million. And what that'll do is launch the platform. We'll get to 500 customers. Our debt partner will be signed, which is up to 100 million with Clearhaven. Establish our go-to-market, our unit economics, and then get us ready to raise our next round. I have 40 VCs that are ready post-launch to take a look at us.
All right, time is up. Let's
Thank
move
you.
to Q&A.
Yeah.
What's your traction so far?
So we haven't built, I've done everything but build the platform, and I'm signing my CTO he was an advisor, and he's going to be working at the company. And he built Avon, which is, I don't know if you know, they're a unicorn. They built this exact same thing for Prime using your home, and so you can actually quickly get a credit card for your home equity.
So right now you have 0 revenue.
0 revenue, but yeah.
And what you're trying to do is you're trying to take somebody applies for a credit card through you take the VIN number of the car, and then you basically.
Yep. We get the individual, pre-approve them, we understand their ability to pay, and we look at the vehicle, we assess the vehicle, all of this through API, so we can actually track this over time. A lot of these vehicles, the depreciation curve is pretty flat versus because they're older vehicles.
What about regulatory?
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to be done in diligence with banks now before closing my round. In diligence with banks, I have a debt partner, distribution. I'm already proving that out with banks and earned wage access folks. And then, so in compliance, I've talked to a lot of folks. I'll have somebody consult with us in the beginning, and then we'll work very closely with banks. And then he'll be hired or she'll be hired by month 12 after launch.
We'll take one last question.
I just wonder if people have a lot of equity in their cars.
They do, yeah.
Especially at this.
Yeah, 84% of folks own a vehicle in the underbanked space. Average vehicle is, I think, above 10, but if you say it's 10, then we can give $2,500 on that to start. And then over time, you can see how that builds.
Thank you so much, Alec.
Yeah, sure.
How many of you have, you are funding many companies. How many of you have looked at your cloud bill for any of your startups in last, say, 3 months? If you take a look at them, you will start thinking, oh my God, I didn't realize I am funding Jeff Bezos' wedding. AWS bill, the Azure bill, the Google Cloud bill, they keep piling up. They grow very rapidly. And it is not just that, we treat, not we as in me, but all of the organizations treat servers more like a gym membership. We get it, but we don't really quite use it efficiently, and there's just tremendous amount of wastage. So while we are talking about that, what's happening is that there's just so many different types of compute. First of all, there is just tremendous amount of wastage. So if you look at this, right, like CoreView IPO, billions, Lambda Lab, billions. All this infrastructure space, AI infrastructure space startups are in billions. You look at Google, Microsoft, Oracle, Amazon, they are buying nuclear power plants to fuel the data center. That is the domain we are in, AI infrastructure. It's extremely high growth. But at the same time, 70 to 85% of the compute is wasted in every organization. I was director for AWS Insights tool, which is cost optimization tool in AWS for 8 years. And I can confidently tell you, looking at all the enterprise workloads, there's just tremendous amount of compute wastage. So what our technology does, and not only that, there are just so many different types of computes people need. It's not just one. You need EC2, you need Lambda function, you need SageMaker, you need cost optimized compute, you need location optimized compute, you need performance optimized compute. So people need different types of compute. And it is really, really hard to move from one cloud service provider to other, or one workload from one platform to another one. It's just really hard. Migrations are hard. Modernizations are even more difficult. So to take care of, and also there is business continuity requirement in most of the enterprises. It means they need to be supporting more than one cloud to make sure that if something goes down, then there is they will have a business running. So I got only 1 minute warning, so I'm gonna rush through. But fundamentally, we have a software infrastructure layer that pulls together all different fragmented sources of compute from all these organizations and pulls them together in one compute cloud. So we have two products, SaaS version, which is most cost efficient and optimized compute cloud for AI specific workloads. But we also have enterprise. So you can take it to any enterprise customers like IBM, Wachovia Bank, you name it, and all their discrete fragmented compute sources where there is so much compute, it pulls it together in one container cloud for that company's developers to use. So that is the technology. We have multiple paying customers. We have raised 2.71 million so far. Right now we are in final stage of, if this were to be next week, I will happily tell you that we just closed $2 million doing with a Fortune 500 company, because literally it's in absolute final stage. Our goal for this year is $20 million in revenue. And like I was general manager at AWS, similarly my co-founders are also from Meta and AWS, and we are in 25 plus media outlets. Our customers love us, and I'm almost out of time. But fundamentally speaking, we are building AI infrastructure platform that really powers the next generation of workload, and that too in a very sustainable way.
Thank you, Veena. Let's move to Q&A. Any questions?
So we buy our own server thing, or we just go to you and use yours?
You can use our compute. You can just pay by the hour. And think of it like instead of getting cows, you get milk. You just, instead of buying servers, you just get the compute.
So you're getting the compute from different cloud providers
We get
and aggregating it?
Yes. So for the enterprise version, we go to say company like IBM, and they have their own so many fragments, and we pull it together for their developers. For SaaS version, we have so many providers that we get compute from.
Including GPUs?
GPUs, yes, H200, H100, whatever you need.
Last question.
Are you like, or how are you differentiated from the company that came out of YC?
Yeah. No, we are really a software technology layer and primarily focused on enterprise workloads. And like, I don't think they can go to IBM and tell them, I'm gonna pull together your compute for your own developers.
Okay. Thank you so much, Veena.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Jo Varshney, founder and CEO of VeriSim Live. we are redefining and re-innovating the rules of drug development. And we're doing this by being the first clinically validated AI platform that doesn't just tell you whether a drug will fail or not in clinical trials, but it also tells you why. And that changes everything for the patients as well as for the investors. So today, drug development is entirely systemically broken, and many of you may already know that if you Google or use any type of LLMs, that's one of the big things. It's everywhere. Annually, $300 billion is spent in R&D of drug development, but only 50 drugs get launched. And the reasons are research is siloed, there's a lot of computation methods going on, but they're not integrated, poor animal models that don't translate into human trials, and poorly informed and designed human trials. We want to flip the script. We want to create 6x drugs in half the industry using our platform. And speaking of the platform, you may probably know a lot of drug discovery companies that are entirely in this area. And then there are several clinical trial space companies, but there is no company that is really fully integrated from molecule to the patients besides us, and I'm happy to be challenged on that. We have been validated, our platform has been validated for 60 plus different diseases on several different modalities. It's been trusted by FDA, NIH, and several pharma and research institutions. And at the core of the platform, we have built BioISIN, the engine, which is basically digital twins of animal and human systems, and it simulates several drug behaviors that takes into account different forms of physiology, genomics, the drug chemistry, the biology, and spits out a score, which is like your credit score. It's called translational index, and this score not only assesses the clinical risk of that drug candidate, but it also tells you what are the different drug liabilities, and it informs better experimental protocols. It improves the predictability of human outcomes and reduces the reliance of unnecessary animal trials. And because of that, you can improve your portfolio decisions and make better decisions in which assets you want to invest versus in which you want to discard at an earlier stage and not go into the clinical trials. Our advantage is pretty asymmetrical. We are biology first, we care about the patients first, and then design the molecule instead of the other way around. We are regulator validated, we are heavily used and working with the NIH, and then our unique data advantage really sets us apart from telling why a drug will fail or get approved. Our business model is really about asset monetization. We're not just a technology, we have built a pipeline of de-risk assets, either with licensing it out to pharma companies at an earlier stage or co-developing these assets with the pharma companies, which can generate value over 100 million per deal, which is pretty exciting to us. And this helps us bet on not just one or two drugs, but hundreds of different drugs, which creates an entire portfolio of de-risk assets rather than an incremental growth. You can expect exponential returns. And this would not be possible if we did not have an expert team of finance, AI, compute, chemistry, drug delivery, clinical trials, and our consulting CFO is actually a charter member. So this is very exciting. We are raising $3 million, of that 2/3 is already committed. We want to advance our lead asset into clinical trials. We want to accelerate our pharma partnerships, as well as double down on our hybrid AI platform to increase our validation beyond 60 different diseases. Join us to create better patient impact, as well as asymmetric investor returns. Thank you.
Are you only focused on small molecules?
No, peptides, ADC, small molecules.
And who are your current revenue partners right now?
Yeah, so we have, so our near-term revenue is generated by pharma services, which is mostly tech-enabled services. So we have about 20 different pharma partnerships and also research institutes and NIH. And our long-term revenue, the one that show is basically a term sheet execution, and we are under definitive agreement review to execute on this 100 million value of the licensing deal.
So the crux of the matter is you're able to develop these simulations, digital twins of animals. Which animals?
Every lab animal.
Every animal.
Every lab animal.
Every lab.
So yeah, like rats, monkeys, mouse, and human patient population. So that takes into account different patient population and diversity that is not really included in current.
And you collect the data where you validate the efficacy of these models?
Sorry, say that again?
You know, that these models are true to life kind of a thing.
Yeah, so 5 years in making, each model has been extensively validated. So the 60 different diseases has been validated across different targets, efficacy, and within those disease subtypes and indications within the patient population.
And how often have you actually found a difference between, you know, using your model of the animal versus, you know, the prediction? You told me something about some liver enzymes and stuff like that. How often does it happen that there is a variance that would predict a different outcome for a disease?
Actually, more than 95% of the times, because the thing is, most of the studies are actually done in mouse. They're cheap, they're easy to do, they're not higher in the physiological order. You only go to rats and dogs and monkeys when everything is set right, and those are the closest to humans. And given all the new changes that are coming by the FDA and NIH on reduction of the animal tests, they're actually looking for more human-based alternatives, such as NAMs, and we are one of those companies who are partnering with them to not only reduce, but have implementation, not just with them, but other pharma companies.
Time is up, and you'll get to meet all of them on the network now.
I'm the co-founder and CEO of Raekis.ai. Raekis means backbone in Greek. We are the backbone of dental offices. I'm a dentist by profession. And I found the perfect co-founder in my very good friend Rashmi, who brings complementary expertise in the tech world. Picture this: you get a bill from your provider, medical provider, for a procedure that should be 100% covered by insurance. When you call your insurance company, they tell you that was the medical provider who had miscoded it as something that they don't cover. Happens all the time. That was the genesis of Raekis. I had already faced the frustration as a provider, where we had tried to train people and do all of that to minimize these errors. However, that is very, very difficult to do. Human errors and inefficiencies occur in dentistry all the time. So that was what created Raekis. Our mission is to replace these manual error-prone processes with AI agents. The problem is about $25 to $50 billion that's lost revenue in dentistry. That's about $100,000 to $200,000 in every small office. And one of the biggest issues is it's eroding patient trust in us. There's zero analysis, there's a bunch of denied claims, there's ad hoc scheduling, etc. This is a big issue, a big cause of it. The average workflows are extremely complicated and very error-prone, very inefficient, and ripe for agentic flows to take over. Our solution is adaptive workflows that will eliminate these inefficiencies and create revenue of about $100,000 to $200,000 at a minimum per office, not to mention the reduction in human hours. They are automated and autonomous. We have the insurance verification, pre-authorization, financial treatment plan agent, and all these agents just talk to each other. Our co-pilot was launched about 4 to 6 weeks ago in select offices, about 5 offices, and our early feedback was excellent. They are willing to pay. They're waiting for the autonomous products to come in. And the co-pilot saved about an average of an hour of day within the first week itself. Our target customers are DSOs, which are dental service organizations. They own anywhere from 50 to 125 offices. So even if you get one DSO, you're kind of set for the thing. And given that I've been in this industry for about 28 plus years, I have a lot of industry connections to reach DSOs, etc. Our competition is either intelligent or autonomous. We are uniquely positioned to have both. Our product roadmap is we're going to go into dental first, maybe dental specialty, and perhaps into team trainings, which was one of the feedback we received from our co-pilot. The SOM is about 1.3 billion. Our revenue model in about 5 years, it's about $21 million. P&L projections, excellent. It's highly capital efficient at about 40% plus EBITDA. Who we are, like I said, I have 28 plus years of experience. Rashmi comes with 15 plus years of tech experience as a tech leader in LinkedIn and Oracle. And we both have deep startup experience, and we would love to have you on board. We are tiering our raise. We're looking for 1 to 1.5, but our initial raise to help our to support our initial funders is about 650K. We have a warm commit for about 150. So, yeah. Questions?
Are there any competitors?
Sorry?
Who are your competitors?
We did go through that. There's a bunch of them in the market. There's Tenor, there's, what second? I can go back and show you. There. Dentina, With Wisdom, Trust.ai, Smarter Tech. So yeah, they're either, very autonomous or very intelligent. So yeah.
So Nipa, right now you don't have any customers, you don't have any revenue. You're working on a software that actually does this, or this is like a process model, work model?
It's a workflow that integrates into the EHR. So we already have the integrations lined up. We are working on a VoiceAI currently to be calling insurance agencies. And we will be training that VoiceAI to be calling not only from the dentist side, but also the insurance side. So we're going to go to insurance companies next also. So we are very new.
Yeah. So don't you have a big hurdle that is with something which is so complex as that you have to do the training for the DSO offices, for all the, let's say, 100 offices?
We are not training the DSO offices.
But how are you going to be implementing this application, the software?
Oh, it's already integrated into the EHR. It's integrated into their EHR. So and they can take any part of this. They can either take like one flow or one flow plus a voice, insurance verification, or whichever they want, some part of this, or the whole thing.
What are the top 3 pain points that you're selling into and solving so that people buy you versus just consider you and look at you?
Oh, the top 3, thank you for asking that question. One is the voice verification, insurance verification. It's huge. We waste a lot of time in verifying insurances, at least 20 minutes per patient. Second is the financial analysis, where we are breaking down co-payments and deductibles, et cetera, per patient before they come in. Yeah.
You can complete the answer.
Oh, and Rashmi, help me out.
Third one is denied claims. Like 20% of claims that are submitted come back denied. So that's a huge opportunity.
So we are preempting denials. We figured out all the denial reasons, etc. Yeah, we'd love to talk to you more. So please look us up.
Thank you, Nipa.
Thank you.